Hello, everybody. Marilyn Carter and I are here at Henry Knoll Park in Dover, and we had this amazing idea that we wanted to share poetry with you. So we're going to do these, I don't know, weekly, monthly, we haven't decided yet, recordings called Poetry in the Park, where we're going to bring poetry from each of our books to all of you. And you are welcome to join in on the Zoom, and we're also going to see if maybe the city will allow us to actually have you come in person and join us as just a free come along and listen to poetry event. So as you can see behind us, it's a beautiful day and the water is here and nature is here, and we are looking forward to sharing our poems with you. So I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Lowry. Most of my work is with animals, communication, and healing and behavioral work, and I absolutely love what I do. And my miniature horse Sunshine, who I've had now for about 7 or 8 years, about 4 years ago began to channel poetry to me, and I often have questioned whether it's her or me, and realized that I do not have a speck of wisdom when it comes to writing poetry. I just am not wired that way, which was great because then I knew it was definitely coming from her. And she has written enough poems now that we have a book that's in process coming out. So we're super excited. And her and I are continuing to write to bring more poetry. And you can often see her poetry spoken by herself through Talking Pat online. So check out those also if you are online and you're on our page. You can see them there. And I want to introduce my very, very dear friend, Marilyn Carter, sister from another mother. And Marilyn's going to just share a little bit about her book and where that inspiration came from. Over to you.
Yay. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here in the park with Michelle. Yay. She's awesome. And sharing our poetry is going to be fun for us. We've been working together in various ways in different health settings and health fairs. I'm also a health practitioner. My practice is Many Paths for Health, and I do healing work for people remotely and in person and do classes. I also have written 2 other books, a healthy cookbook, No Fret Cooking, that comes with music. And I also wrote a book about Reiki healing, about the benefits of healing, and an intro for Reiki, and a lot of personal stories, student stories, client stories, so that you can get an idea of what Reiki can do for you. And today I'm here with my book called Doorways. Got a little picture here. And my first poem I wrote when I was in high school, and then I never wrote a poem again until I was 70. I've been inspired by my husband, who's a longtime poet, and our younger daughter, Wendy, who's also a poet. And somehow things just started coming to me, like Michelle was saying. It's like, you know, I don't consider myself a poet, but now that I've written enough poems to have a book, like, okay, I'll own it. I am a poet, but I write about experiential and reflective poems. And my book is about poems from the past, the in-between, and also the present. So I'll be reading a poem from each of my sections, and you can kind of get a sampling for what Doorways is all about.
Thank you.
Yay.
This is so fun. We're just really enjoying the concept of sharing and bringing these poems to you. So I would like to start with, really it's more of a history of Sunshine and where she's coming from with doing this work and bringing it out to everybody. I'm sure if she could type, she would do it all herself, but the hooks aren't designed yet to do that. So unless I find a great big keyboard, I'm still the go-between to get her work out into the world. So I wanted to share with you the purity of shining in your own truth. This is really about what she's bringing and who she is. How long does it take to know when you feel good, joyful, happy, peaceful, content, on track, kind, giving, open in who you are? How long? Just an instant, a moment, a second of taking that much needed breath. It feels so aligning, calming, and right. No questioning, no anxiety, just a simple moment in your existence. So Sunshine says, I have waited to begin to pass on my own wisdom. I have an unprecedented level of open-hearted, clear, loving purity. I bring my teachings through connection and touch, directly from my heart to yours. And now, in this new time on our earth, brings the alignment for this change. My energy exudes from my heart to my physical body. And when you place your hands on me, you will know your truth, your own truth, and where in your body you feel the resistance to stepping into it all. Voila. This will assist you in identifying your own clearing work. I guide you through showing you which chakras are blocked and offer the experience of recognition and release as you place your hands on me. I may be harsh or forthright at times, but my message is pure. Honestly, why hide the truth that you search for? It's time to return to physical connection only in its purest form, with no agenda or ill intent. Begin with your own self. When you can create a time of quiet in your day, hold your hand to your heart and breathe. Ask for the breath to show you purity and inspiration. Start slow and invite the shift through gentle breathing. I have only just begun to share my teachings. From my heart to yours, Sunshine.
Aw, beautiful. Thank you, Sunshine.
She's very, very cute.
Aw, wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your turn.
My turn. So my first poem is from the section, it's the first section in my book that's called The Present. And the name of the poem is called Intertwined. Entering, senses and thoughts awaken. I feel, smell your past, sense the magic, wondering, was I always so aware? So expansive, a child so small, views a screen appearing larger than life. Stories begin to unfold, ours, theirs, yours, captivated, imagination awakened, drifting to unknown places. Time appears to stand still until finally silence. Another day, another time, another town, another theater, invited to visit its past. Similar feelings fill my being. Sense its emptiness, silence, heaviness. Ornate carvings surround the ceiling. A lost art, I wonder, who carved you and how? Darkness calls out to me, moves slowly. Thoughts float by. I wonder, do you remember me? Passing through each theater, climbing higher and higher, to a steep stairway, its steps so narrow. I wonder, could our feet have been this small back then? At the top, a small window emits a gentle breeze. I glance to the right to see the hub, the film room. Immediately, the smell of oil or gasoline fills the air. Still, I think, how can this be? My thoughts drift back to when people worked in this room. I envision people sitting overshadowed by the large machines, surrounded in darkness with little fresh air, nothing to do, but be sure the film reels didn't tangle or break, for the show must go on to entertain and delight the young and old. Only minutes since the movie began, we sit alone in the dark, wrapped in safety and comfort, entertained. We drift away to unknown places. Half the day disappears. We are still here, but the day is gone, passed too quickly. In a flash, I am back to Saturday afternoons with my brother, watching cartoons and double features. Looking back at those magical afternoons, we always looked forward to Saturdays when our imagination took over. We were together. We felt safe. The theater was our caregiver. We didn't need anything or anyone, just ourselves and the stories. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Good.
I could absolutely visual.
Could you?
I could see. Yeah.
Yeah, it happening. Yeah, it was so interesting that I never thought to write that poem until I went to the Strand Theater in Dover and toured that theater, and then the whole thing just fit together. How it intertwined.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful reading.
Thank you.
So obviously this is all going to start developing as we get more ideas on how to present this and bring it to you. But I think sharing where these poems have come from, you know, I think is so helpful, because I think we all may have a poet in there somewhere, and this is how you can write. It's just from inspiration.
Absolutely.
So the next poem that I'm going to share with you from Sunshine is called Stepping Forward. And Sunshine really is all about, for those of you that have met her, she's a divine female warrior goddess, and she knows it, and she lives by it every day, and she expects nothing less than to be in that energy all the time. She's teaching me a lot how to also be in that energy. She's a fantastic teacher. So here's her poem called Stepping Forward. Stepping forward with grace, know that in all you do, the message to others comes from you. Stepping forward with love, conquering all challenges with a clear and divinely guided connection to your ancestors. Just be still in mind, and then you will see all the joy you can feel when you let yourself be. Open your heart, each of you, you who have stepped forward today to do your work and honor your soul. Jump for joy and bless your hearts. It's so good to see you on your way.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
good to see you.
And you.
Yeah.
And you.
And
Thank you
you.
for being with us.
Yes.
It's really I write these, you know, I just channel write them as she guides them to me. She'll normally say to me, can we write? And so I have a book and a pen by her stall so that we can write together. And she loves to, oh, you're going to meet Shakina. There's Shakina, my new addition to my feminine goddess family. And what's wonderful is that I write it as I hear it, and then it's not till I read it back that I feel it and sense it.
So when you're writing it, are you conscious of the whole, or you're just writing it?
Just writing. I'm just writing, going, ooh, that was good. You know, when it rhymes and stuff like that. And just, oh, wow, this is really good. And then a lot of the words are words that I just would never use personally.
Exactly.
So that's how I know.
It's not coming from you. Exactly.
So it's fun too. It's fun to read them back, you know, like days or weeks later, and just feel that same profound feeling that I felt the first time I read it. So.
It's pretty amazing. It's like, for the longest time, I never even read a poem out loud. I just would write them.
Yeah.
And then when you start to read them out loud, it's a whole different world.
I think it's the vibration.
Yeah.
It's the vibration of the words. When you say something out loud, it resonates throughout your whole body.
The voice and
and then when it's got the truth and authenticity to it, then you really can feel it. So I hope you guys are feeling these poems too, knowing that they're coming from a very true and real place of inspiration. So I will pass over to you.
All right. So my second poem comes from the middle section of my book. It's called In Between. And those poems are more about either dreams or the in-between state, or past lives. And this particular one, well, I'll say it first and then I'll tell you about it. So it's called Avignon. Something familiar about you. more than the blue, purple hues, blended with yellow and a touch of orange. Gazing, my eyes breathed in your story. Instantly, feelings of sadness sprang forth without thought. Curiously, I stared without knowing. Surprisingly, tiny tears moistened my eyelashes, threatening to overflow. Encircled in an imaginary hug. Wonderment. Do I know you? Have we met before? Why? How? Needing to know more, I snap your picture to search you out. Longing for lost memories to return. You live upon the left bank of the Rhine. Your name in Hebrew means city of grapes. Unearthing your history reflects mine. So this poem is about a painting that was on display at the Athenaeum in Boston. My husband was working on his book, and I went through the Athenaeum and looked at all the artwork. And I've been to a lot of museums, and let me tell you, I've never had this experience happen to me before. As I gazed at the painting, something stirred in me and came to me, and then these words came. And when I looked up the name and the place of the poem and the building where it was from, that's when I put together the past life that I was obviously experiencing from that painting, and was just like overwhelmed. It was not anything that I had planned for or had expected. So be on the lookout. If you're feeling things from something, look more into it, go within yourself or do some research and just sit with it, because amazing things come to you.
Wow. And past lives are so revealing.
They're so revealing, yeah. I mean, I know we've had umpteen, I don't know how many.
Right.
I only know of a few, but compared to that, I'm sure there are hundreds, thousands.
Yeah. And they can really help with, when we're stuck or something's going on and we don't understand why we feel what we feel, right, or why we make the choices that we make sometimes, because there's no thought process. Usually there's some kind of past life, experience. And when we find out what those past lives are about, everything makes sense. And then we don't have to think we're crazy or we don't understand why we're doing what we're doing.
Right.
It's so powerful.
They're very powerful. And, in some of them, it's like once you realize that, it's kind of freeing. And it kind of, if you've been holding on to anything during that time, now you've acknowledged it and it's in your consciousness and you're able to easily let it go. It's very growth persistent.
Yeah, it really helps deepen everything of who you are, because we're so multi-layered and multi-dimensional, that it helps to understand where some of this stuff is coming from. So I love that connection that you had.
Yeah.
It's a great message for people.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I look forward to hearing other people's messages and what they, feel free to contact us and let us know if you have, other experiences and messages.
Absolutely. And we'll give you all of the contact information at the end of the video. And when we post it too, feel free to comment. We'd love to know how you think and feel about what we're doing and any inspiration that you're getting from all of this. So this is Shakina. She just is very much a snuggly lap dog. So she's only 10 weeks old. So a lot of the world is brand new for her. So this is her safe place. So that's why she's up here.
Are you ready to write poems yet?
I know, right? So I'm going to share with you a poem that Sunshine wrote. It's called Remembrance. So very often when Sunshine's choosing to write something, I don't really know what it's going to be about. I don't know why she's choosing that topic or category at any given time. She just randomly comes out with her poetry. And what she'll do is she'll say that she wants to write, and then she'll give me the title. And then if I'm not quick enough in getting my book out, she just gets going and I have to try and catch up with her. So they just come out as they come out, and I have been posting them in that same manner. Very often it's because somebody somewhere in that moment is going to benefit from the words from that poem. Just with Marilyn's poem, the same thing. You know, it's just, oh my gosh, I really needed that today. And that's really what this is about. So I'm going to share Remembrance with you.
Aww.
And Shakina's going to help.
Yeah.
Remembrance. Past lives, are they a blessing or a hex? Are we to remember or forget? Being new to this realm, I have no recollection of experience here. I simply live life daily and see what comes to me, that I may frolic and play with all the innocence of the day. Perhaps there is a message here for you. Hold on to the past or begin anew. Does this remembrance serve in any way? If not, allow space for it to pass away. Just as you did all those years ago, to begin again and release all ego, opening up to a whole new world, at least with an understanding of how it may unfurl.
Wow. This is awesome.
I know, I'm loving the energy behind this.
This
I really am.
So cool. It's like, so we have our books and we have our poetry, but being able to share them with each other and others is powerful.
It is powerful. I love the energy behind it. Even just reading it out loud in this kind of setting where we're setting more intention to share, it just goes even deeper. So,
and we're out in nature.
We are out in nature.
Beautiful.
I
love
it.
A perfect day.
We do.
Yeah,
we totally do.
Absolutely. So now I come to my last poem. This is from the present section, and it's called Dragonfly. Delicate wings propel through the air, messengers, bearer of change and transformation. A baby rests upon a dead branch. Silently, we observe each other. I feel your tiny eyes, see your fearless strength. Time stands still. Eventually, I send Reiki, you accept. Feeling full, you leave your perch, fly towards me, encircling me with your gifts, then head back to your lofty spot. From above, we see your powerful mother, beautiful red, rich in color, watching us. She glides around us, infusing the air, weaving her magic. Patiently, lost in our thoughts, we continue gazing at each other. And I'm so grateful for this time and the animals and the creatures. I've been learning a lot of lessons lately and been writing more poems about nature because there's so much for them to share with us.
It really is. And those interactions are so precious.
It was like, I mean, you know, I'm sure the time we spent together was longer than it took me to read the poem. It was like time just totally stood still. Yeah. It was just awesome.
That's the art of being in the present moment. There is no time.
There is no time.
Yeah.
No, which is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, we forget. Everything is so time oriented today, and you can just shift and relax and just enjoy each other.
I know. I know. I'm loving this, whatever this ends up being for everybody else and for us. This has been a really, really cool experience. So
it is. It's been a fun afternoon.
Yeah, definitely.
Sharing poetry.
Definitely. So how can people get hold of you?
So the best way to get hold of me is through Maat Publishing. It's MAAT publishing.net. And that's where you can find my books, all my books. You can also get in touch with me through manypathsforhealth.com. And my books are also at Freethinkers Corner in Dover, New Hampshire, and at the Art Center in Dover. And I think a few other places, but those are the main ones for right now.
That's awesome. I love it that they're already out there.
Yeah.
Find you.
Yeah. And if you have other places that you'd like to let us know where we can share our works and help you guys, inspire you, let us know.
Definitely. And you can reach me at Nico Natural Therapies, NIKOE, naturaltherapies.com. Everything is there. Contacting me. I have a tab for shop, which is the books. I also have 2 other books out there. Shakina likes to hug.
Yes.
And I'd love to answer any questions that you have. We'd love to hear about your poetry. Maybe we can do a share sometime where you can send your poetry to us and we can share those here in the park. So we're going to let this just kind of unfold. So thank you so much for your time, and we hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment, and we will see you next time around. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.